one of my closest friends and business partners who has gone off to do phenomenal things. I've worked with him on many projects. I stalked him back in 2019 and prayed and manifested him into my life. But he is one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to Forex. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself because it would literally take me an hour to go through all of his credentials. And then he will be able to introduce our guest partner that we have partnered with, whose credentials are off the chart as well. So I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to bring up none other than Mr. Courtney Logan Esquire. Are you out there, sir?
I am. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good evening. Good
Yes.
morning. I guess
Great.
it's morning. It depends on what part of the world you're in. Can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear,
Okay.
sir. We're
Oh, awesome.
excited.
All right, great, great, great. Very excited to be here today. Let me make sure everything is on do not disturb because people will disturb me all day. Very excited to be here with Vibe today. Super excited about the partnership that we're going to be talking about today. And more importantly, I'm excited that you guys are taking a step to really further your education, specifically in the thing that I love, which is the foreign exchange market. For some of you on here, you may not know what the foreign exchange market is. So let me just give a brief high level of the foreign exchange market. I'll tell you a little bit about my background, and then I'm going to introduce my business partner who has incredible accolades and has done some phenomenal things in the tech space. The foreign exchange market is over a $7 trillion a day market. And when I found out about the foreign exchange market, I was actually working as a vice president and chief legal officer of a law enforcement technology company. And when I was working for that company, my buddy reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, you need to check out this trading thing." And I'm sure there might be some of you on this call right now. Somebody said, "Hey, you need to come check out this trading thing." And you actually showed up to the call. Well, you're different from me. I didn't show up to the call. I actually told him to stop bothering me and stop wasting my time. But he was relentless and he kept telling me, "Hey, man, you really need to check this thing out. Really need to come look at this. You need to come look at this." And finally, eventually, I decided to take a look at the thing that eventually changed my entire life. This market has the most liquidity in the entire world as far as financial markets is concerned. Now, some people say it's the biggest market in the world. It's not the biggest market in the world. Actually, the debt market is the biggest market in the world. The foreign exchange market, which is just the exchange of currencies, is the largest, most liquid financial market on the planet. There's no more liquid market than this financial exchange market. Why is that the case? Because we're dealing with money. All right, we're dealing with money. We're dealing with the world's money, right? We're just not dealing with the US's money. We're dealing with money in Dubai. We're dealing with money in Asia. We're dealing with which money in Africa. We're dealing with all types of money. So since we're dealing with money, that makes it very liquid. Now, I don't know about you, but I had no idea first that that market existed. Secondly, I had no idea that a person like me could trade in such a large market and potentially make profits. I didn't know that. I don't know. Maybe you knew that. Maybe somebody made you aware of it. I just didn't. And I found it fascinating. And I dived deeper. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get deeper into the study of it. And now I believe I'm one of less than 1,400 people that hold my certification in the entire United States. Not only am I a lawyer and attorney, but I have a Series 3 through FINRA. I have a Series 34 through FINRA, and I'm a licensed commodity trading advisor licensed by the CFTC. And I also hold a license from the London Institute of Banking and Financing for market and trade analysis. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean I'm the best trader in the world. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. It doesn't mean that I know everything because I don't. I think we're all forever students. I think if anybody tells you they have all the answers, you should run away. But what it does mean is I've seen some things, and I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Is that fair, everybody? Let me know in the chat. Like I'm not gonna say I'm the greatest in the world. I think that'd be disingenuous. But I've seen some things, and I think I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Let's put it that way. I think we can put it on an even playing field, and then I'll let you make your determinations from there. Now, I've done a lot in the area of foreign exchange. I've taught, I've had private programs, I've consulted for companies, I've been chief operations officer for companies. I've done a lot of things. I think the thing that we're going to talk about today is probably one of the greatest things that I've done in this space because it's going to allow us to connect what potentially could take you 3, 4, 5 years down to potentially minutes and hours. Would that be okay with you? If I could take what I know, if I could take some of the errors that people have made over the amount of years that I've been doing it and potentially simplify some things for you, would you be interested in that? Let me know in the chat really quick. Just let me know in the chat really quick. Like if I say, hey guest, I don't know your name. Um I'm gonna show you something that you could potentially benefit from. And maybe you don't have to go to school for 5 years. Maybe you don't have to pass the series 3. Maybe you don't have to think about a series 34. Maybe we can pair you with people who know something about something and give you an opportunity to benefit. Would you be interested in it? Type 777 in the chat really quick. I got screens everywhere. I got screens in front of me, screens behind me. 777's in the chat. 777 okay, cool. For the last almost 4 years, we've been trying to solve this problem. Me and my business partners, we've been trying to solve this problem because what we see is there's a gap. There's a gap. And I'm going to talk about the gap really quick. And then, Steve, I'm going to bring you on. The gap is there are 3 different types of students that come into a company. All right. And you might find yourself in one of these numbers. And I want to know which number you are. The first student comes in and says, you know what? I want to be like Courtney one day. I want to be the person that learns the information, gets it down, want to make an independent trading decision by myself without any tools or aids. I want to be able to dominate the market. And I want to learn. I want to take the information. I want to go to class and I want to get this stuff down. If that's you, type a 1 in the chat really quick. If you're a number 1 person, type the number 1 in the chat. Type the number 1 in the chat. Okay, cool. Now, I'm going to tell you, God rest her soul. My mom died in 2019. All right. She was a number 2 person, though. And this is why I never had a chance to teach her because she wasn't a number 1 person. She was the type of person that says, hey, man, you know, I don't want to learn. I don't want to spend a lot of time in class to become the expert. Well, 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 typically you'd have to go become the expert. I say, Mom, I don't know what to tell you because all I got for you is class. I just want to teach you. Let me teach you so I can put you in class so you can do it yourself. So you can look at the chart, make an independent trading decision so you can do this on your own. And she says, I'm not going to do that. And what I found over time is there's a lot of people that fall into the number 2 category, not because sometimes they don't want to learn. They might be in a position where they cannot learn because of time, because of other commitments, because of family. Like if you're a number 2 person, and it's okay because number 3 person is the hybrid. So don't, all my number 3 people, hold it. All right. Hold your number 3s because you might be both. Where are my pure number 2 people to say, listen, I get it. There's value potentially here. And there's going to be a lot of value in VYB because I've had a good conversation with your director of education. All right. A lot of value, a lot of education. But where are my pure number 2 people that says, listen, I don't think I got it in me right now. Courtney, I just don't think I got it in me. I just want to sit and I want people to help me get me there. What are my number 2 people? My pure number 2 people. Not my hybrid people, just my number 2 people. Where are you real quick? On in the chat. Like, listen, this is an honest call. Like you don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. We don't have to lie to each other. We be honest. Where are my pure number 2 people? Okay, perfect. Okay, I see you. I see you. Great. Listen, that's why I like doing calls like this so we can figure out where we belong. All right. And then here are my number 3 people. Because some of you 2 is about to change into 3. My number 3 people says, listen, I do want to learn, Courtney. I do. I promise I do. But while I learn, I want to benefit why I learn. Can you help me and aid me on my journey of being able to do it by myself? I know it's going to take some time. I know I'm going to have to read. I know I'm going to have to look at charts and I got to learn what this verbiage is. I'm going to need some help. I'm going to need some tutoring. I'm going to need some time. Everybody type time in the chat. I'm going to need some time, Courtney. I need time. And while I'm spending the time, right? While I'm spending the time, is there something you have for me that can help me benefit while I'm spending the time? Where are my number 3 people at? My one's about to change. My two's about to change. Everybody, all of a sudden, most of the people typically end up in this number three phase. And I understand it. And that's why it's important that you have the right education, the right educators, and the right tools. What I'm talking to you today about is one of the right tools that our company, Omni, is going to be offering as a separate subscription to VYB. All right, it's a separate company. All right, we're not a part of VYB. All right, we have our own company. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to introduce my co-founder and CEO. I'm not going to steal his thunder because he's an incredible individual. He has built some phenomenal technology that has made it to the top of the world in the App Store, and he's going to tell you about those. And I want him to walk you through the technology and the innovation that's going to be offered here in VOB. Steve, are you there?
Hey, Courtney. Yes, I'm here. Hey, everybody. Let me get some sevens in the chat if you guys can hear me. Let me get some sevens if you guys can hear me because just like Megan, I'm out and about right now, but I didn't want to miss this call for the world. Okay, perfect. You guys can hear me. So, everybody, absolute pleasure to be on with you all. In a moment, I'm going to share my phone screen with you guys and walk you through Omni. I'm going to show you exactly what it is that we've now spent multiple years, in fact, close to, as Courtney was saying, roughly 4 years developing the software. So, now let me kind of introduce myself to you guys and tell you, how we got to this place. So, I'm a software engineer by trade. I've been writing code and been in this space now for 13 years as of this month, actually. 13 years I've been doing this. And prior to getting to fintech, I loved the health and wellness space, right? I love developing health and wellness mobile applications. And in fact, I built two apps that got to top 20 in the world in the App Store. One of them was called Evolve, and prior to this whole AI craze that we see now, many years ago, me and my business partners built this nutritional tracker that had a little AI component that we called Eva, where you can talk to it and say, hey, for breakfast, I had eggs, I had bacon, I had whatever it is, right? You can tell it and talk to it like a human being, and it would take all that information and then give you this dynamic feedback and help you on your health journey. So yeah, that app Evolve got to number 8 in the world in the App Store. I was fortunate to have an exit. I sold off my shares to a private group of investors. Then after that, I built another app in the fitness space, but this one was actually an app for women. It's gonna sound funny, but I rest assured, guys, this was entirely based on data. But this was a glute building workout app for women, right? We noticed in the App Store there are all these keywords that were trending, right? Hey, booty workout, build my glutes, all these things that were synonymous with that. And at the time, and again, this is years ago, there was nothing, and we were like, oh my gosh. So we rented out a gym, hired the fitness models, wrote the software, deployed the app, and within 5 weeks, the app got to number 11 in the world in the App Store. And I was fortunate to quickly exit. I sold the app to a multimedia company called Sapphire Media. And yeah, those two apps, guys. And then from there, I did a lot of consulting. I helped one of the top private nursing education companies in the country called Simple Nursing to take their web-based product and bring it to mobile. And to date, about 1 million nursing students have used the app that I built to pass nursing school. Now, again, there's a lot more we can get into, but really over these past 4 years, myself, Courtney, and the rest of our team, we've been working on the software and we've been trying to, figure something out to really help the masses get involved in this financial, space and at the same time make it easy, right? Because a lot of these tools, they're very cumbersome, they're not easy on the eyes, and it's just not, they're not scalable. So over time, we've kind of, again, been figuring out what works best. And we believe we've done that. We believe we've created that solution. And that solution is called Omni. So let me go ahead and share my phone screen here and we'll just jump into it. Let's see. Okay, my screen is black. Let me actually disconnect QuickTime here and reconnect. Give me about 5 seconds, guys. I'm going to reconnect QuickTime player here. Hold on. New movie recording. Okay, let me just reconnect. It's about 2 more seconds, guys, and we should be good to go. Okay, perfect. There we go. Let me go ahead and reconnect. Okay. All right, guys, let me get some sevens in the chat. If you guys can see my phone screen, please let me get some sevens if you can see my phone screen. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so right there adjacent to the Robinhood app, we have the Omni application. So what is Omni? Omni is a smart, compliant, again, emphasis on compliant. We'll come back to that towards the end here. But Omni is a smart, compliant trading platform where you don't trade alone. Okay. We help everyday people participate in the financial markets without needing to be experts. And it only takes a few moments. So now let me go ahead and tap on that and show you what it means. Here we are. So this is Omni. Now, this is a private space where you can come in and, like I said, in a few moments, get up and running. And step one here, the beauty of this is you come in and you can connect to your broker of choice. Okay. And the beauty of this is the money stays in your account. This is not, Omni is not a broker. We don't collect your money. We don't store your money. None of that. The money will always stay with your preferred broker of choice. So now the way it works, let me show you that flow. It's pretty simple. You tap add account. You distinguish if you want to connect a live or a demo account. You then find your broker, right? Pick the server, and then simply put in your login number and trader password, right? That's pretty simple, huh? Just a few steps. Now, a sneak preview of something we have coming out very soon is Connect with AI, where you can actually just take a screenshot of your credentials and boom, the connection right there will be facilitated. Okay, very simple. So that's step one, connect your broker. Step two is you are always in control of your risk. So you are the one that can determine how much you want to risk on a trade, right? You can set a percentage per trade. You can do a specific lot size. For those of you that don't know lots, that's, again, once you go through the education with VYB, you'll learn what that means. But yeah, you can determine what you want your risk to be on every single trade. That's completely up to you. And then you also can set your safeguard, right? What is safeguard? In layman's terms, it's equity protection. It's how much of your account as a whole you want to have at risk. So we put this in place because we've heard the horror stories. We've heard, people coming in, trading, and then all of a sudden they wake up the next morning and a lot more money is lost than they expected. So we put it upon ourselves to add the features that we knew were missing in the industry. And this is one of them. So before a trade even executes on your account, we actually analyze the risk of that trade and then determine based on the risk that you set if it should even be placed on your trade. So this is a proactive protection feature, not reactive. It's proactive. We analyze before it's even on your account. So you can now go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that, hey, you never have more at risk than you want. Okay. So now, again, if you notice, I've mentioned it a couple times already, control. You guys are always in control, whether it's where your funds are stored, i.e. your broker, the risk you have on each individual trade, and the risk you set on your account as a whole. Okay. Now, the next step is you choose which strategies you want your account to follow. You can see here, I have a couple strategies attached. And the process to attach these strategies to your account is pretty simple. But now, before I show you that, let me explain what a strategy is. A strategy is simply a master account, right? Which is run by an educator, an algorithm, right? From the VYB team that you can connect to your account and mirror in real time. So again, whatever that master account does, or in this case, as we call it, strategy, whether it's open a trade, close a trade, doesn't matter. Your account will mirror that action in real time. Now, let me show you how simple it is to connect one of these strategies to your account. So pick a strategy, right? To add one, you literally just tap the big add button, right? No fancy, setup process, no additional software you have to download, nothing like that at all. You literally just tap one button and boom, it's now attached to my account. That's simple. Now, if you want to remove a strategy from your account, it's equally as simple. You see right there at the bottom, it says remove strategy. You just tap on that, tap remove, and it's off your account. So again, we wanted to create this to scale. And the only way to scale is if you make things simple and accessible to everybody. So again, add, remove, that's pretty simple. Okay. Now, from here, once you've set that up, you're on autopilot, right? You're on autopilot, guys. Your account, like I said, mirrors everything in real time. But now the next thing I want to talk about is what about those customers that are in jurisdictions where automation is not something that's allowed? Rather, what's required is manual authorization. So that's the beauty of what we've done here at Omni is we built a global solution. And let me explain to you how we address that. Inside of Omni, we have built-in KYC. So for those of you who aren't familiar with KYC, it stands for Know Your Customer, where we actually right then and there, when you first create your account, we verify who you are. We basically scan your face, you scan your government, a form of government ID, and then right then and there, we're able to determine what jurisdiction you're in. And then based on that, we then alter the experience of the application to be compliant in the respective jurisdiction that you're in. So now let me show you that, because again, there's automation, right? And that's legal in quite a few countries. And there's what's called manual authorization, which is also legal and required in many countries as well. So for those customers who are in jurisdiction where manual authorization is required, let me show you what they will have access to. So I have a video here, guys. I'm going to play it for you. And in this video, what you're going to see is something that we call the launch pad. So if you look at the bottom there of the screen, you see it says you have 3 trades available. I tap on that and look, instead of the trades automatically going in my account, you now have this launch pad where you can literally launch the trade. Okay. So if you see in the video here, go to active trades, give this a second to load here. And let's see here. Give this 1 second. And then you'll see, boom, okay, the trade I just took, it's right there at the top, the NZD USD trade. And now I can just go back and swipe on all the trades and take them. So again, to emphasize what you're just seeing here, guys, we built a global solution that conforms to you and what's legally compliant in your jurisdiction. If you're somebody who's in a country where automation, mirror trading, copy trading, what have you, is legal and compliant, we give that to you. If you're in a jurisdiction that requires manual authorization, we give that to you. But bottom line is we can serve everyone everywhere, and we alter the experience for you and what makes sense for you. So now, guys, this is Omni, and this is trading for everyone. And we are excited for you guys to try this out. And thank you so much, guys, for giving me your time, attention. And I look forward to doing this launch together with you and with VYB Network.
Thank you so much, Steve. Everybody just type dollar signs in the chat. That's my way of giving a virtual round of applause. Since I'm in markets and finance, I believe the dollar sign is really, really significant. So Steve, as your partner, as your friend, a person that's watched you birth this from concept on paper to something that could actually be shown to the world, man. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you for taking, the little bit of knowledge that I have and other traders and basically trying to put together a real solution to a very, very big problem. And that problem is, how do we get people actual success? And one of the biggest things about Omni that I like about it is it's a customer centric, customer first product. It is built with your protection in mind. Protection from who is the question? Well, if you've never traded before, you wouldn't know this. So I'm going to spend some time now. Steve, you're good to go. Thanks. I'll see you on a call tonight. I'm going to take some time to talk a little bit more, if that's okay with you guys. Let me know in the chat. I mean, if you want me to shut up, I will. But I want to spend a little bit of time here because I don't get to teach often anymore. Just because I'm busy with all of the corporate stuff that I got going on in different places. I want to spend a little bit of time so you can really understand why this is important, because good information without good context is not real helpful. It really doesn't work. it doesn't it doesn't work the way we need it to work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up a little bit in order for us to come back to where we are. So can everybody put a pin in this moment? We thank Steve. Steve, thank you. Let's put a pin in this moment and let's just back up a little bit. I'm gonna share my whiteboard for a second, and then I'll get off here whenever Megan kicks me off. So
Oh,
if
I'm
the
not
Zoom
kicking you off.
They
if the
are
Zoom
loving this so
if the
much.
Zoom goes dead, you know it wasn't me. All right, I didn't
And
do it. I
I
didn't.
think you should have showed them, Courtney, that you're not standing behind a green screen. You're actually in
Oh
your
no,
office.
this is my office. This is real. This is real, everybody. These are
We can't
screens.
see you now.
These,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can
these
see
are screens. This is nope. We don't cap over here, as the young
you.
people say. The young say don't be capping. No, this is all real. 100% real. Um, I want to back up for a few minutes because I think it's important because I know you're excited. If you're excited, just type one in the chat. When I saw Omni, I was excited. If my mom was alive, I promise she will be excited because she says, "Okay, finally, there is something I could use. There's something I think I can do." Okay, because I don't like when people just talk about the good stuff. I like the whole story. I don't know about you. I could give you just roses today, but I would want somebody to tell me like what are the risks, like what's really involved, like look where okay that sounds good, but everything ain't always good. Like where is it? Where are the dark spots? So let's talk about. I want to talk about the blind spots. Okay, I want to talk about the blind spots so we can make sure that we don't fall into the potholes and get stuck. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you? I'm just a realist. I like going step by step. So yeah, we wowed you. We showed you the nice toys, but even with the toys, you can mess it up if you do it wrong. You can do it wrong. Believe it or not, as foolproof as it is, you can still mess it up if you don't understand what you're dealing with. So I'm gonna start at the. I'm gonna start, and again, Megan, you cut me off when I scared your people. 90%.
Not cutting you off.
90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. So one more time. 90% of traders lose 90% of their capital in the first 90 days of trading. This is statistic. You can look it up. This is real. This is real. Why is this the case? It's the case because the 90% does not understand what the 10% understands. That's it. If you knew what they knew, you wouldn't keep falling in the box. Now let's be real. Did we open a chat for everybody? Is everybody in the chat? Can everybody talk to everybody? No? Yeah, no?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
no?
can talk right now.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Click
For
on
all of
everybody.
my trade, for all of my traders, I'm gone now. For all of my traders that have been trading for more than 2 years, that's been trading. Click on everybody. That's been trading for more than 2 years. Can you attest? There's a lot of new people on this call. They might think I'm the crazy black guy in the black shirt. Can you attest in the chat so they don't think it's me? I don't want them to think it's me. That a lot of people that you knew that started doing this when you did this lost a ton of money or they're not even doing it anymore. Okay, all right. Okay, new people, hold on though. Don't leave me yet. I promise I got you. I promise I got you. Here is the thing. Here is the key. As good as Omni is, because Omni's great. As great as the education is in VYB, great is great. But there's one thing we can't give you and that we cannot do for you. And it's one thing I told people I never sell. I want somebody to type this in the chat. It's going to be mind boggling. I don't sell feet. I don't sell feet. I don't have feet for sale. Vibe doesn't have feet for sale. Omni, all them safeguards, you can cut them off. Omni doesn't have feet for sale. So regardless of how good the tech is or how good the strategy is or how good the education is, if you don't bring you to the party, you are going to lose. Yeah, I know y'all wasn't ready for this. It's okay. It's all right. You are going, let me be the first to tell you, you're going to lose. You're going to, yeah, I know. Listen, because here's the problem. I don't want you here. I actually don't want you in the 90%. Vibe doesn't want you in the 90%. We created Omni to keep people out of the 90%. We don't want you in the 90%. But some of you are going to tiptoe with your little bitty feet into the 90%. You're going to find your way there anyway. We're going to put all of these roadblocks and all of these things in front of you saying, go this way, and you still going to go that way. I don't know anybody that wants to be in the 90%. But here's the question. The last time I checked, the top 10% is not average. The top 10% is not average. Right? We created Omni to bridge the gap in between the 90 and the 10. Vibe is building education in order to bridge the gap in between the 90 and the 10. But the problem is, in between it is us. Your biggest enemy, your biggest enemy in trading, Forex specifically, in any market, your biggest enemy, your biggest problem is going to be you. And unfortunately, you show up many different ways. You show up greedy. That's a version of you. You show up impatient. That's a version of you. You show up with a lack of knowledge. That's a version of you. Emotional. That's a version of you. Tired. That's a version of you. Frustrated, unorganized. Like you matter. Like I heard the personal development. Like regardless of what we can do with you or alongside of you or for you, if you don't bring you to this party, I just like to be real because I've seen people mess up great things, and I'm sure you have too. I'm sure you have too. You have to make a commitment. You have to commit. Even if you're the number 2 person that doesn't want to do much, you still need to know how to use the app. Oh my gosh. Like, how do you set your risk if you don't understand what risk is? Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that we spent 4 years on technology that's designed to keep you safe? And the thing that made you unsafe was you? Like we did everything possible. We protected you from the broker. We protected you from the trader. So now you get to set what the trader does and what he does in your account, what doesn't. We allow you to set the stop loss on the. We got go stop losses in the app, so you ain't got to put it on the broker side. So we protected you from everybody that we could. But the one thing I can't do is show up to your house and put you in handcuffs to protect you from you. I can't protect you from you. That's why I like having this conversation, because typically when you get on a sales call, this is not a sales call. I got value. I don't have to sell you Omni. I promise I don't. I don't have to get on here and tell you you should buy it. No, you know you should buy it. But even when you buy it though, even when you buy it, I don't want you messing it up and saying it was my fault. It ain't working for me. It's working for 1,000 other people, but it ain't working for you. No, you not working for you. I'm not learning anything. We got thousands of people that's going to be able to learn stuff, and you ain't learning? What work you doing? Am I making sense? Am I coming through clear? Am I coming through clear? Am I coming through clear? Is this making sense to you? Let me know in the chat. Is this making sense to you? I'm a man on purpose. This technology we built is very intentional. It solves a lot of problems that we've seen over the years. This ain't just let's just do something cool. Like let's build some cool tech. No, we saw problems. Even in education, we saw problems. We saw gaps, and we said, okay, let's fill those gaps. But there is a level of education you're still going to need yourself, right? That you're going to need yourself in order to become the trader you want to be. Now, let's go back to my number. Let me talk to my number one people really quick. My number one people. Where y'all at? Y'all still here? One in the chats? One in the chat? One in the chat? Y'all still here? My number one people, you still want to learn? You going to go to class? All right, yeah, you get this to your mom and your auntie that don't want to learn. Hey, listen, so Vibe's gonna have the technology, okay? For my number one people, I was you, okay? I was you. I was a corporate lawyer. I was running a legal department, and I was fascinated by the information. That was me. I was just fascinated by the information. I just didn't know, and I couldn't imagine how people couldn't know, but we didn't. And I wanted to dive in, and I truly wanted to dissect this market, and I wanted to make money at will. I didn't want to wait for a trader to give me a trade. That was just me. That's just my story. All right. So I studied and studied and studied. And I studied a whole lot of stuff that I didn't need. I studied a whole lot of stuff that I did need. I learned a lot of stuff that I had to unlearn. And that might be where you are. I saw somebody on here. They said they've been doing this for 8 years. How many years have you been trading? Let me know in the chat really quick. How many years have you been trading? If you're brand new, just type a 0 in the chat. Everybody should have a number. Go now. How many years have you been trading is my next question. How many years have you been trading? Perfect. Whole lot of new people. Wow. Whole lot of new people. I love it. I want to show you something. Since I got so many new people, I wasn't going to pull this up. Megan, it got my RFX Academy stuff on. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to I wanted to check and make sure before I did this. Before I pull this up, hey y'all, I ain't trying to get in no trouble. I'm not trying to get in nobody's trouble. I did this lecture for the Black Business School. All right, so it says the Black Forex lecture, but I did it for the Black Business School. I want to show it to you because it's the quickest slide that I could find. Okay, um, let me just pull it up, and then I just want to show you a couple slides. Okay, let me share this, and then I'll shut up. Let me share this screen. This is the slide that I put together that changed things for me. Okay, what it changed for me is it gave me perspective of how big this market is. It gave me perspective, right? It wasn't the end all be all, but it made things make sense just a little bit. Okay, the stock market does 24 billion. That's what it'd be, and I'm sure if any one of us had 24 billion, we would be very happy people. $24 billion a day. Now, everybody would agree that's a lot of money, right? 24 billion, that's a lot of money. I think 24 billion is a lot of money. Okay. So what I did was I did a comparison. I created this chart that had the New York Stock Exchange, the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and the London Stock Exchange. And I just wanted to see like how they lined it up. They lined it. That's not even a word. How they lined it up. All right. Let me ask you a question. On those other stock exchanges, do you see any like blue marks? The little bitty blue marks, you know, the little notches? Do you see any? That's my first question. Do you see any blue marks? At least tell me you can see my screen. There's none. The foreign exchange market, if you put all of the stock markets together in the world, if you put them all together, they don't touch it. They're not close. So here's my question. This is the question that blew my this was crazy to me. How don't we know about this? All my new people. I'm talking to you because I was you. How don't we know about this? I bet if I said the Dow Jones, you would know about it. You might not know what to do with it, But you'd heard about it before on TV. Am I right about it? Let me know in the chat. You've heard of the NASDAQ. You've heard of, come on, y'all. You've heard of the Dow Jones and the blah, 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 the stock market, the stock market, the stock market, the stock market. How in the world, how could this be around you everywhere and you don't know? How? Like this was crazy to me. This is crazy to me because the one thing that I understood and I figured out was I believe it's intentional that you don't know. I actually think it's intentional that you don't know. Because the banks know about it. They get in trouble all the time for market manipulation. They get in trouble all the time. Like I just put a few snippets. Some of them old. I just put a few snippets. Like, wait a minute. Like we don't know, but they know. Not only do they know, they're benefiting off of it consistently. So it's been my charge to figure out how do we change those zeros that I saw in the chat. Because for some people, this is not about trading. I like futures too. And Forex is regulated as well. We could talk about that. For some people, this is not about trading. For some people, this is about financial literacy. This is about true financial literacy. Because I don't know about you, but I got tired of turning on the TV and me not knowing what they were talking about. I didn't know what they were talking about. And I felt small, so I turned the channel to some entertainment because I didn't understand what they were talking about, even though it affects me. It affects me. I think it affects me, but I don't know what they're talking about. So since I'm ignorant to the information, I'm going to just go put on something. I'll go watch a movie instead. Gone are the days where that's acceptable for you. Knowledge brings responsibility. I've always been a person. Listen, you didn't know because somebody didn't teach you. That's not your fault. But once you've been revealed the information, now it's your responsibility to go get more of the information. I don't care where you get it from. You might not never be on one of these calls. I might never see you again. You might never show up to a class anywhere. That's okay. But the one thing you're never going to be able to say is, I didn't know that market existed. You're never going to be able to say it again. That's gone. It's gone. Even if you don't do anything with it right now, you don't have that excuse anymore, because my job, when I show up, and I don't show up everywhere. I don't show up everywhere. You can ask, I haven't been on a Zoom like this in almost a year. We've been building Omni. But I believe that if I'm right, you don't have to believe me. I have asked none of you to believe nothing I said. I have not got on here and said, well, you should just trust me. I don't want your trust. I don't need your trust. I got results. Go look me up. Go search me. Go Google me. Go look me up on LinkedIn. Go find my licenses. You can go find me. I'm not hard to find, as Coach Prime says. I'm not hard to find. Everything we got is legit. 100% legit. Omni's registered with the federal government. It's a member of the National Futures Association. I have nothing to hide. Go find it. Go find me. But let's assume, for sake, that I'm right. And there is a $7 trillion a day market that does exist. And you potentially could take advantage of that market via education or tools. And you could potentially make money from that market to supplement your life. I didn't say you're going to become rich overnight. Somebody lied to you. I'm not going to lie to you. But what if you can get the mortgage paid? What if you can pay the car note? What if you can help pay for the vacation? What if you can pay some of the medical bills? If that's true, like just assume it's true for me, just for a few seconds, and I'm going to shut up. Assume it's true. Do you think it's something you should be looking into? Yes or no in the chat. Really quick. Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no in the chat. Yes or no. I'm done. I can go for hours. But I'm coming back tonight. I can go for hours, but I'm coming back tonight. Knowledge breeds responsibility. Knowledge breeds. I'm just a messenger. That's it. Like I've learned some things. I've seen some things. I've done some things. I'm just a messenger, and I love what I do. I love the information I share with people because I know it could change your life because I've watched it change people's lives. I've watched it help people's lives, but I've also watched it ruin people's lives. It has ruined people because they've done it wrong and they've been under the wrong tutelage and they've been under the wrong voices and they've been under predators. We've created technology that can aid and assist you. VYB has created an education platform that can aid and teach you. It can help you. It can help you. It can help you. And I'm very excited to be partnered with Omni and VYB. I'm very excited to be here. Hopefully, Megan will actually let me come back tonight.
Absolutely.
she'll she'll let me come back. I get a little excited because I love it. I love the opportunity to share. I love the opportunity to impart. And more importantly, I want you to do something, regardless of where you do it at. Like I'm not the salesperson. Megan's a salesperson. She'll tell y'all need to come sign up. But I'll tell you, you're not gonna find technology like this, and you're not gonna find an education team that VYB has put together, bar none, anywhere. So Megan, I will kick it back over to you. Thank you guys. You've been amazing, and I will see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate you. Thank you, Steve.
You know what? I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for Steve. I got a chance to meet Steve years ago, actually. So we've been fast friends for the last years. And Courtney, we love your excitement because, like we said, we have gone to get the best of the best, and we've been building Vibe for the last 150 something days. And it's hard to keep things a secret. It's hard to just give the overview. And what I've tried to do, Tony, Reagan, and Dre, is just really give the overview of the caliber of individuals that we have over here. And the fact that Steve has created so many phenomenal apps, but nothing looks like Steve's technology. Nothing looks like your company, Courtney. Omni is the buzz. And if you can just repeat one more time, the licensing, because documentation beats conversation. And when people
Yep.
step in and say, oh, Forex is a scam, we don't pay any attention to that because you just got to Google you
Yep.
got to just go on the internet and look at the markets. And that's part of the reason why I know we're not a Forex company or a crypto company, but you cannot teach financial literacy without bringing the Forex market into the education platform. But we didn't just want to go get any educators, right? We didn't just want to go get anybody. We have the best of the best in every area. So if you could just kind of repeat that again, how is Omni? Because there's other companies out here who might have apps or whatever, but when I'd come to you, Courtney, I'm like, no app looks like the app that you guys have developed. I would be selling our Vibers short if I go and partner with anybody but you and Steve. So talk to us a little bit about how
Sure.
Omni is different and is
Yeah.
is getting ready to really truly change how everybody does Forex in this space.
So Omni, so again, I'm a licensed commodity trading advisor, and one of
What
the
does that
things,
mean, though, Courtney? To the people who have never traded Forex, what does it mean to be a licensed commodity trading advisor?
I guess the simplest way I explain it is, it's like a financial advisor, but on the commodity side, and Forex is considered a commodity. So just like you would have a financial advisor on, let's say for your portfolio, that you would call and say, hey, listen, I want to get into these stocks and these options or these stocks, right? That's what I am on the Forex side, on the commodity side, right? So when people say, well, in Forex, they'd be like, well, I can't give I can't give that type of advice, or this is not financial advice. I actually can legally give that advice. And one of the issues that most trading, Series 3 and Series 34, one of the issues that a lot of trading technology companies have run into is just licensing overall. And what we wanted to do with Omni was we wanted to make sure that it was a regulated product, which means it has government oversight. So Omni is actually filed as an entity as a commodity trading advisor as well. So not only am I a commodity trading advisor, but the company itself, separate and apart from me, is filed as a commodity trading advisor as well. And it's a member of the National Futures Association, which means it could be like literally it could do business with regulated brokers inside the United States. One of the rules in the federal, well, one of the rules as far as the NFA is concerned is NFA members can only do business with other NFA members. So in order for us to do business with licensed brokers inside the United States, we have to be licensed, right? They couldn't do business with us. We can't do business with them. And since we are licensed, we're able to do regulated business inside the United States with regulated brokers. So again, all of this
Which
stuff
is
is
a
public. Go ahead. All this stuff is
Go ahead.
public
Sorry.
record.
No,
It's
all
all
of it's
public. All of it's public record. I have to go through, 4 fingerprint cards, FBI background checks. It's all public. It's all publicly searchable.
and that's the difference. There are a lot of people out here doing it and not licensed, and they may do it for a little while until the boys come. Nobody wants to see the boys, right?
Right.
Unless somebody's breaking in your house. But other than that, we don't want to see them. So, um, that's the difference. That's what Vibe is bringing to the table. So, Courtney, you could be anywhere. Steve could be anywhere. You guys have one heck of a valuation on your app. You could be anywhere. So why bring this to just a little old Vibe with our 70 something thousand people who have opted in, close to 15,000 who said, I want to be a charter founder member. But why really bring it here, Courtney?
I think the attraction is the ecosystem, right? I was talking to one of my friends, and he was looking at it, and he said, I like the ecosystem. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, it's really what people are looking for anyway. We're looking to share value amongst each other and to help uplift one another, right? Of course, there's a lot of you know a lot of people in the ecosystem, and we believe our technology pairs really well with a good educational platform, and I believe Vibe has that. And we believe that, again, there is a level of education that you still need, and if we put the app in the wrong places that don't have the educational support that it needs, people will still mess it up. And we believe Vibe is the right partnership for that.
Well, we appreciate it. I mean, we're excited. I know you're coming back. It's 2 o'clock right now, and I know you're coming back at 8 o'clock tonight. And I always love to see you on here. I know you don't really get on that much anymore because you guys are, you're typically flying all over the country and doing work there. But I just
Flew
want people.
6,400 miles 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 6,400 miles. Yeah, trying to catch up with you is a challenge sometimes. But I want everybody to know um, just the caliber of education that we have over here, the tools that pair with the education, like Courtney was saying. So I just am very grateful, more than grateful to have you and Steve on board with Omni. I know everybody's trying to get at you, but you're the best of the best, and I truly believe that you are going to take Vibe to the next level along with our educators. Can't wait for people to hear from our director of education. Miss Zia is phenomenal, and we're just grateful to learn more tonight. So what I want to tell everybody, you go get everybody that you know. And one thing that Courtney said is that you may not be trading Forex, but you better know about it, right? Someone said, oh, I don't really need to know about it. That's where your money is. If you bought a piece of gum today, you're in the foreign exchange markets, you're just not benefiting from it. If you have money in the bank, if you have money, you're dealing in finances anywhere, you can not do it without learning about this particular market. Didn't say you have to be sitting on charts 24 hours a day, anything like that. Like, I love the foreign exchange, the crypto, the DeFi markets, because I don't like to be left in the dark when I'm around people who have money. Because when I'm around people who have money, guess what? They know about these markets. Doesn't mean that they're trading them every single day, but somewhere, somehow, they're benefiting from the knowledge that Courtney's team, that Steve, that Zia, and our entire education platform is going to bring. I don't care if you're 18 or you're 80. If you're trying to make money and you're moving money around and all you know is the money that's in your 401k, that's a problem, right? That's a problem. That's why we as a people never get ahead, because it's the education that we need, and then it's the ability to apply that education, and we're going to do this as a community. So Courtney, you want to leave the people with anything at all before we see you back again at 8 o'clock tonight, which I can't wait. You bring the thunder every time. You make me excited. So anything you want to leave with the people?
Listen, I'm just stuck on this knowledge is responsibility. It's on you to actually make a move and do something. Your life doesn't change until you do something, whether it's this or something else. You have to figure out how do you get the next foot in front of the other. And some things, put your foot in front of the other where you can take a step, and some things will actually allow you to quantum leap. Forex was my quantum leap. It was mine. Doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be yours, but if it is yours, right? I believe that Vibe has the education and we have the tools in order to help you succeed in the market. So thank you, Megan, for everything. You and your team, we're excited to be partnered, and I look forward to seeing everybody tonight at 7 Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm bringing my notebook. Thank you, guys. Peace and blessings. We'll have this recording up in about an hour. See you guys back here. Bring me 5 of your friends, right? Bring me 5 of your friends, or they're going to be asking you for money a little bit later. So you better put them on this call. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody.